I know, before you start screaming, Christmas is over. I get it. We're in January now. But the story that I'm going to be telling you took place on Christmas. Actually, it took place the day before Christmas, Christmas Eve. Okay? Now, what does Christmas personally mean to you? Okay? I mean, what do you do? I know it's like a same old routine every year. You get the family together, you get the chicken or the turkey or the gammon. If you're Polish, you get fish, I think. But it's always that closeness, that family feeling. You got probably hundreds of pictures of kids, of you as a kid, around Christmas time, Opening your favourite toy, probably opening a PlayStation 2, you're probably opening a PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, pictures of all sorts growing up. I have a picture, right, and I shit you not, I have a picture of me opening up a Sega Mega Drive 16-bit with Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay? That's how old, that's how old I am. Actually, I stretch back further than that. I don't think most of you know what Atari is or an Amstrad, but it's like a cassette, and you put the cassette in and you load your game, and it takes about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to load. Quicker than a PlayStation 4 game, I guess. But all in all, the festive holiday, it's a family thing. You sit down, you have food, you drink beer, you watch your favourite Christmas movie, whatever Christmas movie that is, whether it be Home Alone or Die Hard or, A Christmas Story. Could be anything. You might have watched the film 100 times and you'll probably watch it 100 more. Okay? Quite a lot of people on Christmas Eve go out. My family did, my brothers did, I did. I didn't go out this year, but it's a very common thing on Christmas Eve to go out to the pub, to have a few drinks, to socialise with people or people that you just met. Okay, and because it's a holiday and everyone's in that Christmas spirit, you might meet complete strangers, and by the end of the night, you're laughing with them like you've known them your entire lives. It's like they treat you better than most of members of your own family, and these are strangers, But like I said, it's very common for everyone to go out on Christmas Eve. And a young lady named Elle Edwards, she's 26 years old, beautician, she went out. She went out to a pub called the Lighthouse, and she went out with her sister. Now, throughout the evening, her sister left the pub, leaving her there, and I think she stayed there the entire night. But she wasn't there alone. She was there with a few of her friends. One of them was called Meg, the other one called Jess. And apparently throughout the night they was having drinks, they was laughing, they were singing, they were dancing. They were just doing what they normally do, what probably you would normally do in a pub on Christmas Eve. Enjoying themselves, enjoying the holiday, enjoying the comfort of the people around them. But sadly, that didn't last long, because at 10 to 12 on Christmas Eve, 10 minutes before Christmas, something happened that would end up changing the Edwards family for the rest of their lives. Because at 10 to 12 on Christmas Eve, Meg and Jess got up off their chair, went towards the bar to get some drinks, and that is when they heard this.
Elle Edwards was doing nothing but enjoying herself on a night out. She was with her sister as they celebrated bringing in Christmas together. But it was her who was caught in the line of reckless gunfire and murdered.
She's just a gorgeous soul, isn't she?
Yeah.
With her that night were Jess and Meg. Like so many friends for a girl much loved, the loss is immense.
We went to go and get a drink, went to the bar and then we just heard
obviously
like
the shots.
bangs and people.
We thought it was fireworks.
Automatically, everything just stopped and we were like, something's not right.
When they returned, Ellie had been shot in the head and panic ensued.
It was literally within it feels like it was because of everything happening. It feels like we were so happy, and then
within a split of a second
happy.
she was taken, and it's just there's
so
no words
fast.
to
Everything was so fast that it just happened. Like I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
She was going home to go to sleep and wake up on Christmas with her family.
It could have been anyone that night.
It could have been anyone, and we're very lucky, but it shouldn't have been Elle either.
It was only 10 minutes before Christmas Day when the attack took place. In this CCTV we've obtained, at least 12 gunshots can be heard. Just moments later, those who were celebrating on Christmas Eve are seen leaving shocked, confused and distraught. And within minutes of receiving a call, emergency services arrived. But by then, police believe the gunman driving a dark Mercedes had fled. At the scene where she was killed, Ellie's family came to lay flowers for a woman they so deeply loved. On what was supposed to be the happiest few days, they've undoubtedly been the worst. As police forensic work at the pub continues, a manhunt is still underway. The gunman who fired shots at the front entrance of the Lighthouse Inn remains at large. But people around here have said this kind of violence is unusual in Wallasey, and that's a concern.
It hasn't ever really manifested itself across the river on the Wirral in the way that we've seen these kinds of heartless attacks and behaviour of serious organised crime going on over the other side of the river. And so I think that is also a very worrying development.
Merseyside police said they will not rest until they find those responsible for Ellie's murder and the injuries sustained by 4 others. A 28-year-old man remains in a critical condition. What is clear from police is that Ellie, who was snatched in the prime of her life, wasn't the intended target. She was an innocent woman caught up in a brutal incident. Inzamam Rashid, Sky News, The Wirral.
So yeah, a mother and a father and a sister woke up on Christmas to that news. And for what reason? Was it gang related? Who gives a fuck? I bet you're a stupid fucking gang. You just destroyed a family. You're shooting a gun into a crowded area. Just 12 shots, just recklessly. I don't even think there was a target. I think they just drove past and they were bored and they just wanted to fucking fuck with people's lives. And one of the most saddest things about this is that Lucy, Ellie's sister, doesn't live in the UK. She flew all the way from Dubai just to be here on Christmas, to be with her sister and her family. And it was just taken from her, taken from all of them. Every single memory of every single Christmas that they ever had ended that night because of these fucking morons that wanted to act tough in a drive-by shooting. And like their friends said, Meg and Jess, they went up to a bar to get some drinks and they thought it was fireworks going off. It wasn't until they turned around to go back they saw all these people surrounding Ellie and they knew something happened. They didn't know what happened, but they knew something happened. And they ran over there and there was blood. And these people in the pub who didn't know her was doing CPR until the paramedics came. But unfortunately, she died when she got to the hospital. Now, I'm going to show you one more news coverage before I wrap this video up. And I hope it gives a little bit more information on what's happened, because they haven't got shooter or the murderer. He is still out there. But they have arrested 3 people. But I think they've let them go on bail, and one of them's gone to prison, I think. But I'm going to let the news coverage run because they go into better detail than I can.
It's not a plea any parent wants to make ever, let alone at this time of year. Tim Edwards is distraught, a man inconsolable after having his daughter Ellie snatched from him in a brutal murder on Christmas Eve.
She loved life and had so many amazing plans for the future.
Words he wrote, too difficult to speak.
Christmas and our family will never be the same again without her. She was the glue that held this big family together. We will love and miss her forever. Our Ellie May, the most beautiful and bright star out there.
The 26-year-old beautician was out with her sister and friends, celebrating in a busy pub. But just 10 minutes before Christmas Day, a gunman fired 12 shots towards the front entrance of the Lighthouse Inn, killing Ellie and injuring 4 others. Police say they will not rest in getting justice for Ellie's family. They've spoken to a number of witnesses, viewed vast amounts of CCTV, but they are still searching for the dark Mercedes which left this car park just minutes after the attack, and the gun that was used to murder innocent Ellie.
These people don't deserve to be walking our streets. They don't deserve to be protected. They belong in prison. We know that the answers to this lie within our communities. So my appeal to you is please tell us what you know and help us get justice for Ellie's family.
Following this arrest on Wednesday, police have kept a 31-year-old man in custody on suspicion of conspiracy to murder. They've released a 19-year-old woman on bail, and the 30-year-old man who was held on suspicion of murder is out of custody and recalled to prison. As the investigation continues, people in Wallasey Village have tried to return to normality. The blocked-off road now open, businesses back to trading. But outside the Lighthouse Inn, which will remain shut until at least New Year's Day, Ellie's car still parked, untouched, just meters away from where she was killed. The love for Ellie is clear, not only through the hundreds of flowers and messages left for her, but the tributes posted by friends and family online. But it was the courage of her father, wanting to show his face, wanting people to hear his words, that may help bring justice for this hurting family. Inzamam Rashid, Sky News, The Wirral.
Now, I do agree with one thing. They shouldn't be on the streets. You shouldn't protect these people. The thing I don't agree with, they shouldn't be in prison. And I know what you're thinking, why not? I personally believe, again, you should execute these people in public. Every gang lord, every gang member, every paedophile, every rapist, every murderer, serial killer should see this. This should be the result of everything like that. We need to set an example to let these type of people know, if you want to live in our society and you commit these heinous crimes, this is what's going to happen to you. This is what's going to happen to all of you. And maybe, just maybe, you will think before you fucking act. Because these types of crimes that I've listed should result in the most violent executions until they realise if they commit these acts, this is what's going to happen to them when they get caught. And it's not going to take 15 years for the execution to happen. We'll be executing you that week in public. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to be off now. Again, thank you so much if you got this far into the video. I appreciate it. To the families of Ellie, I'm deeply sorry that you have to go through this, especially on a time that you should be celebrating. If you want to subscribe, please do so. If you don't have to, if you want to hit the like button, again, the comment section down the bottom should be open. Share your points of view, how you feel about this. And yeah, and I will see you again next time. Take care of yourself. Please be safe and just be safe.